What is happening, YouTube? Another pretty good win. It's December, and the Clippers are rolling, man. The Clippers, we beat the Warriors, and then we beat the Denver Nuggets. I feel like the Nuggets game was like, not the Nuggets game. My apologies. The Warriors game. I felt like this, like that game, could be a pretty solid momentum shift for this Clippers team. I think after the Clippers made a huge comeback against the Warriors, I think this is like the benchmark, or like this is like it was like a seed on how to make the chemistry, you know, work. Because the Clippers, when we got James Harden from the beginning, it was pretty ugly. I mean, we were on a 5 game, 6 game losing streak, and then Clippers got a decent win against Houston. Then it's a roller coaster, and then now, um, 2 wins. It was the Warriors, which is a solid team, and now the Nuggets, who is the reigning champs. Hopefully, the Clippers continue to roll. Um, we do face against the Utah Jazz on Friday, and the Jazz, they got blown out. They lost by 50 points. Does that mean it's an easy win for us? I'm not going to lie to you. I feel it's the opposite. I feel like the Clippers, for some reason, they might lose on Friday. And this is not me trying to be pessimistic. Um, this just this is just kind of like knowing how the Clippers have always kind of been, especially if when they are in the beginning stages, of the season. Like they beat good teams, but we lose to very horrible teams. We lost to the Nuggets without Jokic and Jamal Murray, but we beat the Nuggets when they're fully healthy. So that's what I'm saying. Like, for some weird reason, I hope I'm wrong though, but for some reason, the Clippers might find a way to do something funny to mess with our emotions. Laurie Markkinen, he's not playing, but they do have Keontae George and John Collins and Colin Sexton, so still a solid team. And then you got other guys like Ochai Abaji and Omar Yurtseven. And we do play at Utah, so that's even like, you know, when, when Utah's at home, they tended to find ways to do better. So Cubs definitely got to bring their A game and all that, and they have a pretty good coach team. But anyways, I'm going off topic, but that was just my big side note. I hope that doesn't happen, but for some reason I feel like there's a chance that the Clippers might do something dumb over Friday. But just for a reminder, if the Clippers do something dumb, I'm just trying to prepare myself so if it actually happens, I won't have a meltdown. But anyways, Paul George did pretty great. 25 points, 8 for 20, 8 rebounds. So it was a good rebounding night for him. 1 assist, 1 block. Pretty efficient night for Paul George. Did pretty well, almost 50% from the field. Kawhi Leonard was pretty efficient. Um, 5 assists, 1 steals, 4 boards. Was kind of missing shots here and there, but then kind of picked it up and all that. His mid range started to fall later on, and then gets some nice putback shots. Zubac finally is stepping up. 10 points, 9 boards, almost a double double, 2 steals, and he got a key block towards the clutch. which was like which was like a nail in a coffin, reminded Jokic, hey, get that out of here. James Harden, he had a really good game. 11 assists, 20 points, 4 turnovers. So like his turnovers still boneheaded, but defense stepped up. Um, and Harden, his dime is starting to get more precise with him playing with the team more, and he did pretty well. Um, it still sucks that Russ had to move to the bench. We Russ, like obviously, I still personally stand with my opinion that like it'd be better if Russell Westbrook gets the starting spot, but Harden now he's finally stepping up, and like I said, it's not like I don't dislike Harden as a player. I just dislike the way how the trade went. But anyways, that's another topic. But man, and Terrence Mann, for the past 2 games, hasn't been impactful as we want him to be. But we don't forget the moments when Terrence Mann was impactful for us. When he's impactful, especially during the playoff time when it matters, he always brings in the energy, the hustle, the rebound, the defense, and assists. He's not going to be like your superstar, but he is a solid um, wing type guy, wing guard type player. He's like 6'5". He's like a shooting guard, but it's kind of like a small version of a power forward. I mean, not a power. I meant a small forward, a very small version of a small forward. Um, but so that's why I like not gonna panic too much about Terrence Mann because we know what he could do, and he's been a Clipper for a little while since 2019. Doesn't look that long, but it feels like a pretty long time because that's what people think of when you mention the Clippers, other than Kawhi Leonard and Paul George. Daniel Theis has been a huge game changer for this team. 11 rebounds, 8 points, 3 blocks. He's been everywhere, and he was, you know, a key instrument of helping the Clippers come back against the Golden State Warriors. And I really loved his acquisition of Daniel Theis. When I first heard of it, I was neutral about it. I was like, didn't have too many opinions, but as soon as when Theis came on this team, oh man, it was purely amazing to see. That guy Theis, who he hustles. He hustles, he grabs boards. He does whatever he could. Defense, he puts in effort, but he's always known for getting dunked on, just like Zubac. But pretty solid backup big, and he definitely helped the Clippers a decent amount. Russell Westbrook, started off missing shots and all that, but later on in the second half, he stepped up, played the defense, 8 rebounds within only 16 minutes. That's just really impressive. Imagine if you played like the same minutes as Harden. That's why, like personally, it would have been nice if it was kind of like been the other way around. If Russ started and Harden went to the bench, but again, Harden's hooping, and sometimes when Harden hoops, it feels so nice to watch. That is so. I guess you have your pros and cons, but man, even when Russ is not hitting, he always finds a way to hustle, and he pushes the pace pretty well. 9 points, 2 blocks, very solid. So it was a great performance within all of our stars: Harden, Russ, Kawhi, PG, everybody. Um, Norman Powell. Norman Powell, shout out to him. I know I've always pushed for Norman Powell to be traded and all that, but he's been amazing. He's been amazing. 17 points, 5 rebounds, um, 2 assists, and 1 steal. 1 steal. One thing about him is his athleticism is a sleeper. He almost got a crazy dunk, but it just didn't fall in. But that was so close. If that dunk went in, that would have been a highlight reel. Um, Kobe Brown, Kobe Brown. So you know, last season I was so critical of Ty Lue. Even the beginning of this season, just recently, I've been critical of Ty Lue. I still would be critical of Ty Lue, but one thing he did is he partially honored my wish. My main wish is to try to incorporate the youth with the vets. And Ty Lue, he did one part of that. He actually put Kobe Brown with the second unit instead of PJ Tucker. Kobe Brown, even though he was not my guy during draft night, he was not like my favorite to get drafted. Um, he's been solid for this team. I gotta give it up for him. Um, he he makes the offense go faster. His playmaking is, you know, above average. Which is, I'm not saying like, he's like a point forward and all that, but he does pass the ball a lot more often rather than PJ Tucker. Like he passed the ball a lot quicker, which would cause the ball to move faster, which would be like more ball movement. And he gets the rebounds and all that. His threes, could use some work. Him and PJ Tucker both have that similar weakness at shooting threes, but Kobe Bryant, you can tell like his threes would be better compared to Tucker. When he would shoot, it'd always be an air ball. No intentional shade of PJ Tucker, but PJ Tucker, he plays hard. He brings that more hard nosed defense. But Kobe Brown, he brings more all around because PJ Tucker on offense, he's kind of like a liability, uh, Kobe Brown for you know being plugged into second unit, he brings the defense and the offense. So I gotta give it to Ty Lue. Even though I am pretty critical of him recently. Um, it does hurt to see that Bones Highland's not getting minutes because Bones, that guy is special, man. He is pretty electric. He brings energy, and Bones Highland and Brandon Boston Jr. is always like the two like players that is the reason why I keep clamoring for Norman Powell to eventually get moved. I know Norman Powell is doing amazing, and it's definitely going to be hard for people to agree with my hot take, but you know, Bones Highland, don't forget about how electric Bones Highland is, because Bones Highland, he's like 23, 24 years old, so he's still pretty young, and he even brings that same. He could score like Norman Powell, but he even brings more of that all-around energy. Because Norman Powell, he's strictly mostly offense. Defense, it's solid sometimes. This game was pretty good. But Bones, um, he's a bucket. Um, his defense, people they say his defense is bad, but I disagree. It's not truly a liability, and he would also hustle and try to get rebounds and all that. But Norm, he did what I wanted him to do, and what I described Bones, because Norm actually hustled and played defense, which was a plus 24. So shout out to him, and um, he might make me eat my words for including him in a trade package. But anyways, let's talk about the Denver Nuggets. Aaron Gordon, solid role player. 6 rebounds, 2 assists, 2 steals, 8 points. Nothing too special, but you know, he's like the glue guy, kind of like how Terrence Mann is. Of course, he has bigger games than Terrence Mann, but I'm just kind of comparing analogies. Well, for this year, because Terrence Mann, don't forget his explosion against the Jazz. Michael Porter Jr. 7 for 8. Pretty efficient night for him. 4 for 5 from threes. Almost a double-double. 9 boards. 1 block. Nikola Jokic, rebounding and assists. Doesn't disappoint. His field goals, though, it was very off. He was missing so many shots. 32 shots. I believe it was, if you convert that, I'd say that's like less than 30%, man. 9 for 32 is crazy. Zubac definitely clamped him up. Shout out to Zoo. And probably Daniel Theis as well. Jokic off game. That was rare to see because Jokic, he always goes off against the Clippers. Jamal Murray, he did his thing. 10 for 18. 2 for 7 from 3, 23 points. KCP, he only shot 4 times. I'm surprised about that in a way because KCP, I'd be seeing him light up the 3-point line. He usually be hitting like 3 threes when I be watching him. Nevertheless, solid shooting guard. Peyton Watson, 2 points, 3 rebounds, 3 assists, 1 steal, 1 block. Solid role player. I kind of liked him, playing in UCLA, and he came from Long Beach Poly, which was around the LA area, which is, Long Beach, which I consider that to be the LA area. So he's like a local LA guy. Pretty solid fit for the Denver Nuggets. Peyton Watson, he definitely is going to be a pretty good glue guy within years. DeAndre Jordan, solid backup big, 5 rebounds, 4 points. Reggie Jackson, former Clipper, shout out to him. He's a bucket, 3 points, 1 rebound. Glad that he's flourishing well with the Denver Nuggets. Former Clipper, we'll never forget what he does for this team. He's a Clipper legend, man. I know he had his growing pains with the Clippers, but nothing but respect for Reggie Jackson. And it still, kind of feels sad that he couldn't win a ring with the Clippers because Reggie, man, he literally went berserk in 2021 and even during 2022 when he skipped on the Lakers and then just, help us win. So nice to see, Reggie Jackson play. Christian Braun, 4 for 6, 8 points, 5 rebounds. Defense was alright. Julian Strother, he had a quiet game. He usually does his thing, but this time didn't do as well, that's good to see. But anyways, this was a pretty nice win for the Clippers, man. Started off pretty cold, but then the Clippers later turned up and got the win. Let me know what y'all think about this game, man. And also, let me know what y'all think about the Clippers versus Jazz. You think we're going to beat the Jazz, or, like I said, or you think my skepticism might be right? Because, I don't know. The past games the Clippers be playing, Clippers for some reason be losing to average teams occasionally. And the Jazz, they are the perfect team that would randomly beat a good team. Track record shows that even like the games that they play against the Phoenix Suns, they're like one of the favorites to win it all. They kept it extremely close. They didn't beat them, but they kept it close. And of course, they beat the Clippers. And then they beat the Pelicans twice. And the Pelicans are probably going to win the in-season tournament thingy. So that is that. But anyways, I should end this video. And have a good night or have a good day. And go Clippers.